Hey guys, it's CS back here with another installment, and here are my picks for UFC 167, St-Pierre versus Hendricks. Alright, now this is a very big card. I can't wait to run through these picks. There's a lot of things within the preliminary card that I'm really not sure about. Like, how are you confident in picking Donald Cerrone or Evan Dunham, or Ed Herman or Thales Leites, or Ryan Ebersole or Rick Story? So a lot of these could go either way. If you guys want my betting picks, if I have any for the preliminary card or the main card, I'll leave them in the description below. But nevertheless, let's get to the top of the main card at the main event, welterweight championship match between the champion George St-Pierre and Johny Hendricks. Alright, now this is a very interesting fight because Johny Hendricks has the ability to knock George St-Pierre out while being able to keep himself on his feet if George St-Pierre feels like wrestling. Problem is, Johny Hendricks, his fist, although he does have a quick H-bomb, per se. George St-Pierre, in my opinion, can still see that from a mile away. George St-Pierre is going to literally just keep jabbing Johny Hendricks. The occasional Superman punch and the step-in low kick. That's what George St-Pierre is going to do. So, literally, he's going to be able to see these punches from a mile away unless Johny Hendricks is quick enough to rush him with either hand. And I think George St-Pierre is going to be pretty prepared for that. I'm pretty sure St-Pierre doesn't want to get Matt Serrone again, you know what I'm saying? And St-Pierre, his style has been predicated, as of late, by not getting finished. And when he's not getting finished, he's usually neutralizing the other guy's offense at the same time. Johny Hendricks, I feel like, will be subjected to box with George St-Pierre, and I don't think it's going to look that good. I think that Johny Hendricks, when he was trying to outbox Josh Koscheck, or trying to find that knockout punch, he wasn't doing so, and I actually scored the fight for Josh Koscheck. So if Josh Koscheck could outbox Johny Hendricks, in my eyes, barely, I think George St-Pierre is going to have a field day with Johny Hendricks from the outside. Now, from what I understand, Hendricks is going to implement some wrestling as well because he's been heavily training in his route of wrestling for this fight. Is he going to be able to take down and hold down George St-Pierre for the course of 5 rounds if he some way wants to go that way? I don't think so. St-Pierre is explosive himself. Most athletic dude at welterweight, I would say, one of them at least. And I don't think Johny Hendricks could, outbox him and out-wrestle him over the course of 5 rounds either. And I just don't think that a knockout late or a knockout early is the likeliest thing to happen. I think it's, for the most part, George St-Pierre going in there, throwing jabs, Superman punches, stepping low kicks, good lateral movement, maybe a takedown at the end of rounds for the win, for decision. I'm going to say George St-Pierre wins at least 48-47 over Johny Hendricks. Up next, though, we have a light heavyweight co-main event between Rashad Evans and Chael Sonnen. Damn, who do you pick in this fight? Because, of course, Rashad Evans, he has solid MMA wrestling, very athletic dude, very fast guy for the light heavyweight division, but he hasn't looked sharp as of late whatsoever. Little to no offense against Antonio Rogério Nogueira. So what's he going to do against a very aggressive fighter like Chael? I feel like Chael's going to force Rashad Evans to fight. I think that Rashad's not going to stand there and just get backed up by Chael's boxing and then double legs or clinch attempts. I think Rashad has to use good lateral movement here and outbox Chael Sonnen from the outside. Chael Sonnen apparently is a Golden Gloves boxer or something like that, but Rashad has sharper boxing. He can throw from his hip. He has, just good hooks and all of that. I think he's going to be able to slip whatever Chael Sonnen is throwing at him. Chael Sonnen doesn't exactly have fast fists, so Rashad should be able to outbox Chael Sonnen. Now, if Chael Sonnen is able to get those aggressive takedowns off, he has like a black hole of a takedown where he just kind of gets it, and it's kind of crazy. Rashad Evans, though, showed a good takedown defense ability against someone like Phil Davis. Phil Davis, a very decorated wrestler, not as aggressive as a wrestler in MMA as Chael Sonnen, but if he can stuff those takedowns, I feel like with serious training and serious game planning, he should be able to stuff Chael Sonnen's as well. Of course, Rashad is bloody athletic and fast, so I think Chael's going to have some hard time with that. I just think that Rashad's athleticism is a little bit too much to deal with for Chael Sonnen. I don't think Rashad is going to be Rashad of old as far as some knockouts here and there or just flashy hands. I think he's not going to be as aggressive as he should be, but I still think he's going to do enough to win here. I'm going to say Rashad Evans wins via split decision over the course of 3 rounds. So 2 judges, 2 Rashad, 1 to Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, I feel, is like he's going to get his takedowns here and there, maybe some offense within the clinch, maybe some combinations off, but for the most part, Rashad Evans outboxing Chael, stuffing takedowns, effective striking, and grappling for the win. And now moving on, we have a fight between Rory MacDonald and Robbie Lawler in welterweight, and to me this is the easiest fight on the card to call. How can you not pick Rory MacDonald? The guy is the future of the welterweight division. He fights safe, yet kind of aggressive, and he's bloody well-rounded. You know, you're not going to see Rory MacDonald go in there and take a big shot from Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler has crazy hooks, crazy straight punches, good flying knees, and he has decent takedown defense as well. It's just his grappling defense is just not great. Now, Rory MacDonald could wrestle Robbie Lawler to the ground, maybe get a submission or a TKO. That's very well possible. Or Rory MacDonald could outstrike Robbie from the outside, use good low kicks, kicks in general if he feels like throwing high ones or mid ones, and then throwing combinations. Boxing-wise, Robbie Lawler is not exactly the sharpest boxer on the feet. We saw that in the Babalu fight. I think that if Rory feels like trading in the pocket with Robbie, I think it's possible, but don't be surprised if he gets clipped there. But I think Rory's ultra capable of doing that over the course of 3 rounds, if not maybe even finishing Robbie Lawler. It's going to be a tough fight if it's stand-up based for Rory, but I feel like he's going to mix it up, like St-Pierre is going to mix it up against Johny Hendricks. So yeah, I got to go with Rory MacDonald to keep Robbie Lawler guessing over the course of 3 rounds. I think that Rory's going to have the edge on the feet because Robbie's going to be a little wary for the takedown or clinch attempt. So Rory's just going to edge the strikes there, getting combinations off. And then whenever Rory feels like clinching with Robbie or taking him down, I think he's going to be able to do that. Rory is very strong for welterweight. Now, don't get me wrong, Robbie Lawler is strong and athletic as well, especially in the welterweight division. He cuts weight well to it. I just think he's at a different level of athleticism because Rory's like right here for me, you know what I'm saying? I think this guy's really a future, and you'll see it in this fight. So either a late finish from Rory MacDonald, if not a lopsided decision. Moving on, another welterweight matchup, Josh Koscheck versus Tyron Woodley. Now this fight has boring written all over it. Tyron Woodley, I don't see out-wrestling Josh Koscheck whatsoever. Maybe Josh Koscheck's chin is a little weak after like the Robbie Lawler thing. I don't know, we'll see. But if anything, Josh Koscheck should outbox Tyron Woodley. Woodley has a hell of a right and left hand, but that's pretty much it. So I would say Josh Koscheck's boxing is a little sharper than Woodley's. He should be able to land combinations here and there, but it's not like Koscheck's an aggressive puncher anymore. So especially with Woodley, who packs heat as well, I think Koscheck's going to be very wary, trying to defend takedowns, but of course get his punches off as well. I think Woodley's going to be a little bit more aggressive with his wrestling, and due to that aggression, I think it's going to get scored on the scorecards. So I think it's going to be ultra close in the end. I think that Koscheck's going to be more effective as far as zone offense because he'll be defending takedowns and getting combinations off. I feel like Woodley's going to be missing a lot with his long-ass punches, but I think he's going to look really aggressive. Therefore, I'm actually going to go for a split decision for Josh Koscheck because I don't think Woodley's going to be effective enough grappling-wise or striking-wise. If he gets a knockout, that's great. If Koscheck gets a knockout, that's great. But 3 rounds of boring wrestler striking is what we're going to see in this fight. I think is the most likely happening, and I got Josh Koscheck winning. And moving on, last but not least, a flyweight match to kick us off in the main card. It's between Ali Bagautinov and Tim Elliott. Very tough fight to call because Tim Elliott, of course, rangy striker for flyweight being 5'7", and he's kind of in your face as far as his varied striking. And of course, on the other side, Ali Bagautinov has really good short power with his 5'4" build and is able to just turn and land punches within the pocket on some people like he did on Vina. And then, of course, he has a sambo background, which he's pretty aggressive with as well. So you might want to watch out for throws or, takedowns of any kind. Now, I think that Ali is going to win this fight because he's crazy, he's from Dagestan, and he's very skilled as well. So other UFC fighters from Dagestan, Rustam Khabilov, Khabib Nurmagomedov, they're all crazy with their stand-up and their sambo, of course. You guys see them trying to suplex people and stuff. Tim Elliott, no big deal. He's a bigger fighter. Wouldn't be surprised to see Ali get up in his grill and trying to take him down some crazy way. And I think we're going to see a little bit of that this fight. Tim Elliott's going to want to use his size, whether it be in the clinch, taking down Ali if he feels like doing that, or on the feet as far as just keeping the distance with jabs and his varied striking, or just coming forward and just putting it on Ali without Ali having an opening to throw one of those short punches. It's going to be tough for Tim Elliott to do, in my opinion. I think it's a close fight, but I'm going to go with Ali here. I think he's just going to be doing a little bit more of moving forward and pressing Tim Elliott up against the cage. And I think that's going to be enough to win 29-28, either UD or split D. Not exactly confident in this fight compared to some of the other ones I mentioned, but I just think that Ali's skill set is a little bit more equipped for his build compared to Tim Elliott's, and I think he's going to be a little bit more aggressive. So I've got Ali Bagautinov via UD or split D. Sambo for the win. We'll see. Who knows? But again, I think that about does it for my UFC 167 main card picks. Again, if you guys want my preliminary card picks, check the description below, along with my confidences for my picks overall. Hopefully you guys enjoy my picks, and hopefully you guys enjoy this card. It should be a fun one, I would think. You know what? You might see some dumb decisions here and there. Maybe some crazy decisions on the part of judges as far as scorecards. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I do a review for this card. But yeah, only time will tell. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my links to Facebook or Twitter down in the description below too, and I'll see you soon. So, deuces for all my supporters, bruises for all my haters, and take care. Peace.